Hello everybody. This video is going to be a really good learning tool for anybody trying to learn what your dog looks like when he gets on a distraction, but more importantly, learning how to correct your dog off a distraction. These distractions could be anything. It could be a human, another dog, any type of animal. Anything that causes your dog to deviate from the trail that it was on onto another sentient being's trail or track is in need of a correction. This is something that has to be done. The problem is most people just never know when their dog switches. It can be so smooth and so quick that there's absolutely no reaction time from the human handler. So you have to know how to do this. This video shows how we set these things up, but more importantly, I have it written down in my book, Canine Trailing, The Straightest Path. I actually have a chapter just on this whole subject and all the steps I use to get my dogs off the distraction. It's not so much just reading the body language as it is teaching the dog that what they're doing is unacceptable. Enjoy. We discovered through training that Canine Ace had the ability to jump trail to a fresher human odor. So we're using our distraction method of training in order to see if we can break this habit. This is now his third attempt at a distraction trail. And the way we're starting is getting the dog good and solid on a good trail, making sure he's missed a lock before he gets to the distraction. The problem that we have is almost all search and rescue dogs, especially the trailing dogs, have the ability to jump to a fresher trail, a fresher human trail, at a moment's notice without the handler ever doing it. I have found through training around the world that I would say at least 80% of the trailing dogs that I've ran into can do this without the handler knowing it. And more importantly, do it and the handlers don't know it. The only way you'll find out is by testing.
Got a wag of the tail. That was interesting. I wonder if he got a little air scent from Wesley already.
Now, the key to learning how to deal with distractions is not just recognizing that a distraction is taking place and knowing all the subtle nuances of every little bit and piece of body language that you might see, although that's very, very nice. Really, the key to distraction training is teaching the dog that he's just not supposed to do it. He needs to know, and the only way he's going to know is by you setting up a distraction on purpose and watching him react to it and then correcting him. We do this with the use of marked distraction trails. We do flags or other type of marking process where the distraction, human or animal, goes.
Ooh. Okay, you got a pretty decent wind. He may detect that track, the cross track, from a good distance. So we're going to want to pay attention to that. But then the way this road's curved right here is nice because it's keeping the wind out of his face. But where he might catch it is coming up right around this corner. As soon as he comes up and starts taking a left, his body language may change a little bit.
And his dog? Is that picking up Wesley then?
No, he hasn't yet. I'm still,
He got it?
you need to correct him, and I'll tell you when.
You tell me when then.
Okay, Wesley, we're coming through right now. Coming through. Doing good so far.
The wind is not in the dog's favor, so he didn't initially detect it until he gets to the actual cross track itself.
Leave that, get to work. Leave it, leave it, leave it,
Get to work. No!
leave it. Okay,
Get to work.
The dog finally comes off the distraction, but the only thing he does is circles over the correct trail and heads back to the cross track of the distraction on the other side of the road. You're going to see it coming right here.
just wait. Leave that, leave it, leave it. No, leave it, leave it. Ace, leave it, no. No.
No!
So apparently mom needs business, so he goes back to where the trail should be. And watch him pick it up nicely.
Leave it. There we go. That's Kelly's track.
The problem with human distraction trails, unlike animal distraction trails, are that your dog's body language is going to be very similar to the subject trail as it is to the new distraction human. This is why you really have to correct the dog off this problem, otherwise they can jump track and you'll never know it.
Good boy. Atta boy. It's okay to praise him up a little bit now. I normally don't like doing that in trailing, but it's obvious he's on the right trail now. And he needs to have a little attaboy after what he just got through. Ooh, got a little air scent. Proximity alert. Heads up. Little toss of the head. Yeah, you got your work cut out for you.
Well, Ace really did not have his work cut out for him, at least for this cycle of training. We went and did this a couple hours later. We set up the exact same situation in a slightly different location, and Ace rocked it. I've got that video also with a picture-in-picture here coming in just a few seconds. You'll get to see that go down and how Ace really didn't react to the cross track at all. So here we go again. This is trail 2 about 2 hours later, just after lunch. We're hoping Ace is going to rock it. Obviously, he's got great trailing body language telling you that he's got the odor of the person that he's hunting for across this really nice green field. We're going to get missile locked here real soon, and let's just see what he does.
Oh yeah, it's very obvious. Okay, he's air sending something, but he hasn't really decided to take it. So let's just keep going. Don't pull back.
This head coming up and looking forward is his proximity alert or preparatory phase to the distraction crosstrack. He knows it's coming. He's detecting it from a distance. However, is he going to choose to take it or not? That truly is the question. You've seen that as soon as he crosses by the flags, he's done and over. Absolutely no reaction to the actual crosstrack. He goes right through it. Not a head pop, left or right. This is what we're looking for. This is telling you that the canine is learning that he's not supposed to take those distraction trails. So the question is, why do they happen in the first place? Dogs have a propensity for taking fresher human trails because it's natural canid behavior. They also do it because of how we train ourselves. Oftentimes we have a tendency to only use our teammates, the same trail layers, over and over and over again. Our dogs get locked into a pattern of training where they get used to finding the same people over and over, and not necessarily a good mix of people as they should. Any scent discriminating trailing dog should do. So we need to break the pattern. And when training trailing dogs, or any scent-specific dog, I think any dog in general, you have to think outside of all fixed patterns. It almost has to be a chaotic approach to the people that you use and bring into each training session. My goal, my idea, is try to use somebody new at least once a week. So we end another training day. Distraction training is paramount. in any trailing handler's repertoire of training. This is something you have to do. You have to make sure your dog doesn't jump off to animals and fresher human trails. If you want more details on how to do this training, and more importantly, some subtle changes that you have to do to make sure your dog's very bulletproof, I highly recommend you get a copy of my book, Canine Trailing: The Straightest Path, from Alpine Publications. You can get it from our website at gak9.com, or you can also pick a copy up at amazon.com. I know we have a good Kindle copy. Thanks for everybody. Look forward to seeing you soon.